Hello, my second grade classes. I miss seeing you guys. I hope you're all doing well and staying safe. I thought it would be easy for me to video myself. I know we're starting a new unit. I think the last time we met, we talked about doing a test on the communities unit that we had completed. But unfortunately, since school's closed, it doesn't seem right for me to give you the test or feasible way to do the test. So what we're going to do is move into the new unit that we had said we would do after the spring break, which is about government and rights and responsibilities. And I posted a lesson today about governments and our leaders and how they help our country and what do our leaders do for our city, for our state, and our government, and who is the president of our country, right? So I posted two BrainPop videos for you guys to watch. One of them was the video on president, and the other one was about local and city governments. And each of these videos, you're going to learn what does a government do? Why do we need laws? What kind of government do we have in the United States? What's the purpose of it? Who our leaders are? And that's what we're going to learn throughout this unit, throughout Unit 4. So what we're going to learn is the structure of our government, what are the branches of our government, some different documents that are, written in our Constitution, our government, etc. How are leaders chosen? I think that is probably some of the questions that were on the assignment that I gave you. So what I want to just do now is just give you a brief overview of the videos you probably watched. I think some of you have submitted your work back to me, so thank you so much for that. And I just wanted to give you just just a brief lesson of what you watched in the videos. So the video showed you about governments, and it probably told you why governments are important. And governments are important because they set the rules that run a community, right? And we've been talking a lot about communities. The government protects also the rights of the citizens. So that actually can be one of the answers that you can put for question number 1. And these answers for the first few questions that I'm going to talk about are in the President BrainPop video. And again, if you don't, there was a document that I scanned earlier today with just the 4 pictures of the pages that you were doing the assignment on. But there's also a Word document that gives you a brief overview about the vocabulary that we're going to be discussing, such as government, leaders, and it also gives you the username and password for BrainPop. And the username and password is, the username is PS-255. And the password for BrainPop is uppercase B for BrainPop 255. But it's also in that Word document. But if you have any questions, you can just message me. But in the president video from BrainPop, it talks about the government and our president and the leaders. And another question in the assignment I gave you is, how are our leaders chosen? And in the video, it'll tell you they're chosen by election, right? They're chosen, the president doesn't choose them. These individuals become candidates, and they choose to want to run for a president, for a mayor, for a governor. And we, the people, citizens of the United States, we vote for them. We vote for the president, we vote for the mayor and the governor through election. The president. And who is the president of the United States? Let's think of our country. So the president of the United States is President Trump, right? So that's our president now. And what does our president do? What is the job of a president? And it's in the video. The job of the president is to make the laws. The job of the president has a very big job, right? President has a lot of duties. The president lives in the White House. The president can be a man or a woman. You're going to learn in the video. It gives you criteria that the president must have to want to be a candidate as a president. The president usually serves for 4 terms, for 4 years, 2 terms. So a total of 8 years is what a president can serve. And like I said, the president has a very big job. A president also signs the bills. The president sets the rules, sets a lot of laws, right? And then the next question we have was, who is the leader of New York State? And in the video, it tells you, again, leaders are elected through election, right? So the leader of New York State, if you listen to the video, it tells you that the leader of the state is a governor, and a governor, the leader of the state or government is elected by, the governor is the leader of New York State, and the governor is an elected leader of the state government. And that's the answer that you're going to see in the video. The same thing for leader of New York City. The leader of New York City is the mayor, right? So our governor is Mario Cuomo of New York State, and our leader of New York City is de Blasio, right? And he is the elected leader of a town or a city. Now, these questions about leaders are in the local governments video in BrainPop that you're going to be watching. And then question number 6 was draw a symbol that shows our country. And the one thing that I thought about, and I'm going to show you what I did, is I did the flag, right? Because I think that is a very big symbol of our country. And what does the flag do? And we're going to learn about this also. We're going to learn a lot about the 13 colonies and, how they played a role in our country and our government and roles. And part of the 3 branches of government also. That'll probably be in the next lesson later on this week. But what does this symbol mean? It means that the stars represent the 50 states of the United States, and the 13 stripes represent the 13 British colonies. And I'm not going to go into detail about that right now because we're going to go into detail later on this week when we start talking about the different branches of government. But that was my symbol that I did. I don't know what you guys may want to do. You can put a different symbol. You can use the eagle. You can do the flag, but that was my symbol of the country. And then the last 2 questions that I had in the assignment was about the laws, right? So in the cities and states, there are different laws and rules that we follow. And that's also in the local government's video that I asked you to watch. So for number 7, in the picture that we see with the person driving with the phone, what law is not being followed in this photo? So think about it, right? In our community, we have laws. In our school community, we have laws that we have to follow, right? Even in our classroom, we have laws. So when people are driving, there's laws that you have to follow. And if this person is driving with a phone in their hand, obviously they're not following the rule. So they are probably driving and texting, and that's dangerous because they're not paying attention. They can get into an accident. So the person is driving and using the cell phone. So that's the law that's not being followed in this picture. And why is this law important? Just like any other law or rule is important that we follow, is this law is important because you have to pay attention to the road when you're driving. There's a quote, no texting and driving, right? You can get into an accident, and, not paying attention is not good. So that was just a brief lesson that I gave you just to introduce government to you and the rights and responsibilities and rules and laws that we are going to be talking about in this unit. Later on this week, probably on Wednesday or Thursday, I'm going to post a second assignment that you're going to do. And it's going to be about probably the different branches of government. And we're going to talk about the importance of government. We're going to talk about our leaders and explain their responsibilities. We're going to talk about how communities have rules and laws that affect how they function, and why a lot of communities require certain laws for people to perform their jobs and their services in our communities. So we're going to talk about that in the following lesson that I'll post, and then I'll post the assignment, and then I'm going to try to see if I can do a lesson before you guys get the assignment so you can understand what needs to be done. But I want to thank you all for joining Remind and being able to do my assignment. Again, the assignments are not due until Friday, but if you get them done sooner, just please go ahead and submit them to me, and then I'll mark them and look them over. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me, and hopefully I'll get to see you guys soon. All right, take care, my second grade. Bye. Miss Bombalo.